Warning, this podcast contains gargoyles. Not the animated series.
Aw, man.
Oh, I want to rain. Okay. I'll hold it in for a second.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to the SC on TV podcast for Sleepy Hollow, Season 3, Episode 10, Incident at Stone Manor. I'm your new host, Dom. With me, your old host, Clio.
Hello.
And your old and current and new co-host,
Perpetual.
Kim.
Hi.
Hi.
Enduring.
I think your fingers disappeared when you waved. Yeah, look, your fingers disappeared.
Apparently my camera isn't up here.
They're cut off. That's crazy. So, what did you guys think of this episode?
This episode was really good.
The episode was good, but there was some things that I decided I had to laugh at. People that were listening to me. Okay, so when the gargoyle immediately changed and attacked someone, I called bullshit.
Okay.
Gargoyles in mythology are supposed to be protectors of spirits, not monsters.
They were the gargoyles in here though were summoned by the British to protect the Americans from their revolution that they were starting. So they kind of was protecting at that point.
Like, I kind of went with that. I talked to other things like, well, okay, so the British called them to try to separate so that the war didn't happen. The French didn't join the revolution. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, okay, fine. There was also another conversation like, well, it depends on with mythology because apparently in Chinese mythology they're actually evil. They could be evil. Okay. And I'm like, okay, well, but that's not the mythology we're going with. We're going with the English. We're going like, the Celts also believed that they were, in most mythology, they were protected against evil spirits. That's why they were put on churches and castles and stuff like that. So,
well, this seems like it's not that kind of gargoyle because it couldn't step on sacred ground. Mm-hmm. And Foster was making it sound like the gargoyle was connected to the demons that were congregating, which if it was a demon spirit in a stone statue, it would make sense why it can't go on consecrated ground.
Yeah, it was a different concept though. They used it as like it was. That's why I was like, okay, you're a gargoyle, but you're not a gargoyle.
Yeah, exactly. It's like form of gargoyle.
Yeah.
Overanalyzation. Sorry.
No, it's a legitimate complaint.
Yeah, but we had
into it too much.
Yeah, we had Sophie coming in to like investigate this case again. Which I'm really starting to like her more and more.
You see, I don't know. This episode, like her and Jenny's fight seemed for like no fucking reason.
It was kind of like a bit of a power struggle.
Power struggle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I get that, but it was like the things they were saying. It's like that doesn't make any sense.
It was two A personalities. Just conflict.
Yeah.
Is the thing.
Yeah, I mean, you have Sophie who's kind of like used to being, police officer in charge, doing things her way, and then you have Jenny who's like all into the magic and the cults and like knows that whole way and thinks that's the only way to do things, and you have the two worlds colliding. That's basically what it comes down to.
We ended up with a solution that was both.
Yeah.
Both of them contributed to that.
I mean, it was really cool to see like some modern tactics involved in defeating one of the monsters for a change. Mm-hmm. It's just like, oh, cover it in cement. Okay. It's a gargoyle. That's what it should be anyway. It should be cement.
It's for once they had to actually beat him without Crane.
Yeah.
So,
but the banter that they had about that was fucking fantastic.
Oh, yes.
Like, let's explain the structure of this show. Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what they did.
It was.
And I was like, they're kind of in their third season. Ratings are a little weird. They're actually really good right now. But like coming into this half of the season, they weren't so good. So there's a nice jump between like the mid-season break and now. Like ratings are pretty good. So for them to, it's almost like what Gallivant was doing, where they're just like breaking the fourth wall left and right, you know, and it's like at this point they're just like, well, we probably won't get renewed, so let's just have fun. And that,
Like, yeah, make fun of their own
and the
show.
ratings are going amazing now, so like it's that, I don't know. So it's working, it's gonna work in their favor. So
I think it's more of not breaking the fourth wall, but kind of they're figuring out what normally happens is like the writers going, hey, this is what the plot's like.
It's a
Get
fine line between breaking the wall and not.
right.
Yes.
It's because they're not like talking to you, but yeah, they're literally describing the every time something goes wrong. This is how it works.
Yeah. We see Jenny had requested Ichabod to build a spirit cabinet.
Yes.
Uh,
Which he built in an afternoon.
yeah. Like what?
He compared it to raising a barn. So funny.
Required 3 totems to activate. One of which was their mother's journal, another was Jenny's necklace, and the third was their father's lighter. Which was really interesting because we got to meet their father.
And know his name. His name is Ezra.
It is. So, you know, Joe, preoccupied, distracted him while Jenny snuck in through the back door. That's how they got the lighter, but, you know, it's kind of cool. Then Jenny and Ichabod kind of have, like, this bickerment over who gets to use the cabinet. And
It was more of a who feels like they're most responsible.
right.
That's
But Crane, you know, being the witness and all, like, that's how he won it over. So
yeah, it also looked like Jenny really didn't want to do it.
no, probably not. So Ichabod uses it, and we get to go to what we find out later in the episode is actually called the Catacombs. Now, I paused the episode way before they named it, and I started doing research, and I was like going on and looking up like ancient Mesopotamian what's that?
I drew that. That's the symbol on the temple.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And I wouldn't have thought much of it except towards the end when they were flashing like images in Abby's mind. That flashed 2-3 times where I was like, let me draw that. This could be important. So I haven't had the chance to look it up, but that's important.
Okay. Yeah, I started looking up ancient Mesopotamian like history and religion and, you know, all that, and so I started like digging deep into, and there's like this place called the Netherworld, which is it's almost like an alternate Earth kind of thing, but it's like inescapable. It's called. So I was convinced that she was there, and then there was like the god of death that like ruled over the place, and so I was convinced that was the guy that they were talking about. Ends up not being true at all. The place is called the Catacombs, and the ancient hieroglyphics basically read the one whose name will be hidden forever. So
Our big bad.
yeah. So
Yeah.
he doesn't have a name, I don't think. Well, he has one, but it's hidden
He has one, but
forever.
it's hidden.
Yeah, so
Well, I feel like
you think that symbol is going to help uncover it?
maybe.
Yeah.
But if his name is hidden, names are power, and
Right.
he doesn't have his power back yet.
Mhm.
He gets his name back. I think he gets his power back.
That's the that yeah. I
Either
just
that or
also
it's his weakness, one of the two.
Well, yeah, that's what I just thought too. Because think of the process of exorcisms and demons. The whole big process is to
You need to know their name.
first get their name. That's
Yeah.
that because you gain power over them when you know their name.
I mean, look at in ancient fairy tales, look at Rumpelstiltskin.
That's true.
You know, in most cases, it's guess his name. You know, and you have power over him. In Once Upon a Time, it's the other way around. He gets your name, and he gets power. He gets insight and knowledge, and that kind of stuff. So, yeah, there's a lot of power in a name. So, but the hidden one. He drains Pandora at the end of the episode. Mm-hmm. And she's like blind and crying blood, so.
Yeah.
Curious what's going to go on with that. Do you think she's going to try to betray him at that point if she can't see?
I don't know. Their dynamic is weird and interesting.
It is weird.
Because they actually showed some affection towards each other this episode. Where, like, last episode, it was like, harp, 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 harp. I'm
mad at you.
Yeah, exactly. But even though they showed, like, affection, it still ended up being... She could have increased the beacon's power. She could have done it herself. Mm-hmm. Instead, he takes her power and does it himself. It's like, I don't think you understand the concept of teamwork.
No. Not really.
Unless he's stronger. Well, I mean,
yeah, I don't know. Because I'm convinced she could have done that herself, because she activated the beacon in the first place.
Yeah, but I wonder, being that it is originally his power, and he gave it to her, gave her part of his power, that it's stronger when it's in him.
Maybe.
It could be something like that. But we had seen Crane go tether himself spiritually to the catacombs, and that's where he bumps into Abby. And we see Abby before that, she's running through and looks like she just woke up kind of thing, and she's going through, she's exploring, she's drawing maps of the place. And by the time Crane gets there, she said she's been there for 10 months. But Crane is like, you've only been gone a few weeks. What are you talking about? And apparently she's been paying attention to the day-night cycles, how long the sand takes to fall, and
well, there is no day and night cycle.
Yeah, she said that the sun stays.
The sun doesn't move.
Yeah. Okay.
She doesn't sleep. She doesn't eat. So it's.
But she measured the sleeve of sand is 12 hours, so she has an hourglass.
Right.
So it seems obviously time works different in this other world.
Yeah. It's clearly a place of magic.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, yeah, she in discovering things though, she finds a sword, which we later find out is Betsy Ross's sword, which is just rather ironic that it ties to the gargoyle. Betsy Ross anyway. But we also learn that Abby uses a hair straightener pretty regularly.
Yeah, we got to see the Supergirls.
Yeah, I thought she was Jenny for a second there.
I like it. I hope they keep it, because I think it's really cute.
It seems like she's gonna keep it.
You think?
I don't know. I don't know.
So. I think the promo showed her with curly hair still. So.
I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, she'll obviously brush it, but
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was a little straggly. But
yeah, it was like...
I liked it. I liked it. I think it's cute. It's that thought process of letting your hair down.
Well, yeah, there's a bird outside, aka a car.
Oh, I was gonna say that's a bird. Poor fucking bird.
It's neighbor's car. Sounds like a bird.
I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. So, so when Crane gets there, he starts translating some of the runes, or the hieroglyphs, and that's when they discover it's the one whose name shall be hidden. They didn't really delve too much into that, but, at that point, that's when Pandora shows up and says that the only way out is with the eye. So she, after finding out that Jenny and Crane want nothing to do with giving it to them, or giving it to her and the nameless one, Abby decides to smash the stone.
Yeah, I knew she was gonna do it.
I was like, you idiot.
No.
You idiot. And Crane is flying off into nowhere land. I was like, she's gonna be stuck there forever.
She knew the risks. She knew she could be stuck there forever, and that's why she smashed the stone, because she knew maybe years down the line she would have given in. She could have given in.
She's been playing too much chess.
She knew she couldn't do that.
Too much chess with herself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was the Eye of Providence. That's the stone that she smashed. Mm-hmm. But all the time when she was exploring, that well just really stood out to me. And I was like, Abby, why did you not explore this well? Like, what are you doing?
Because it's a bottomless fucking well.
It doesn't matter. Like, you see how everything there is so, like, barren and overgrown, and there's no, like, rhyme or reason to anything except for A, the catacombs that she's living in, and B, this perfectly cylindrical well. There was something off about it with like, if it was a well that looked like it was aged and broken, and, like, you know, if it had one of those little roofs to it, and the bucket was missing, and the handle was all, like, broken, and the roof was rotting, and, like, I wouldn't give two shits about the well. But the well was, like, so pristine. It's like, if you've ever seen the movie Saw, when they start off in the bathroom, and that whole bathroom is so grungy and dirty and disgusting, and he goes, look at the clock. The clock is pristine. Somebody clearly wanted us to know the time. You know, so it's like that well just really stood out to me. So I was like, Abby, just go in the fucking well. I would have just probably jumped. Yeah. But.
Yeah. My thing was that the sword would just happen to be there. Of all the things, you couldn't, like, it was very barren and all other stuff, and then there's just sword.
Mm-hmm. Like, a rusty ass fucking sword. How? If Betsy Ross, 200 years ago was there, mm-hmm. and time moves 10 times as fast, that sword should have been even more not a sword anymore.
Yeah.
It moves more than 10 times as fast.
No, 10 times.
No, because she said she was gone for 10 months. He said it was only been a couple of weeks. So
a month.
So a couple of weeks is not necessarily a month. That could only be 2 weeks.
But that's what Pandora said. It's been a month.
Oh, did she?
Her words
okay.
were time moves 10 times as fast here.
Oh, okay. I missed that part then.
So,
okay.
Yeah, so you're looking at 10 times 200.
Yeah. So 400 years.
I don't think that's math.
400 years.
Or you just...
2,000 years.
Yes. 2,000.
400. So,
times 5.
I don't even know why I mathed that. Like, I knew that answer, but I was like, here anyway, just make sure. So you just add zeros.
Too many zeros.
You just add zeros.
Too many zeros.
Yeah, so, I mean, I guess, see, the swords back then were actually, like, crafted with real steel and stuff, whereas, like, now it's made of, like, half aluminum and this and that and stuff that's gonna rot and oxidize and rust and destroy. Like, yeah, that rust a little bit, but you saw as soon as she pulled it out, like, the part that was still in the tree bark was still intact. It was still good. So, you know. But yeah, it ended up, the whole purpose of the sword was just to tie the rope to. So.
To anchor
yeah.
the rope.
Yeah, anchor. But yeah, 2,000 years, that sword would have fallen apart.
Maybe. I don't know. But Abby escapes. The well is like a portal back to Earth.
She ends up just in, like, a fucking lake somewhere.
Yeah.
The same lake. Can we go to this lake?
Yeah,
this lake is the same lake that's like Ichabod came out in the first season. Same lake. It's the same fucking lake.
Is it?
It's the same lake.
He came out of a cave in the first season.
There's or thingy or whatever, but yeah, that's the same lake they use in, like, everything. Every time there's a lake scene, that's the lake. It's the same lake.
Yeah, well, I mean, the show, to my knowledge, is filmed in Sleepy Hollow, New York, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, they really only have probably one lake to work with. So
I'm sure they're, well, maybe not, but...
Well, I mean, to work with. I'm not saying there's only one in Sleepy Hollow, New York, but I'm saying to work with in their filming area that they've been allotted to.
Area.
Yeah. So...
I doubt they film everything in Sleepy Hollow.
I'm sure the interiors you know, there's a lot of stuff that they don't. They're going to use a set for, but on location, you know, stuff. See, now I got them coming for me.
They heard about the word.
They're after the...
Your Lucky Charms.
No, the Eye of Providence.
Oh, the police want the Eye of Providence?
Yes.
Oh, not to go backwards, but speaking, we were talking about Foster earlier, and you said how she's like the take charge, you know, cop in you know, Sophie, and I thought about how she handled Daniel. Her boss, she basically turned to him and was like, you know, focus up, man. Basically, like, put him on the right track. So she's very she does take charge, so I see what you were talking about.
Yeah. But yeah, Abby gets there. Crane's still like out of it. She's like, "No, you were coming with me, Crane." She, you know, grabs onto him, holds him. Is like, "No, you're here. You are here. You can't be gone." And she basically acted as his tether and brought him back to the real world. So, I don't know. All in all,
it was their moment, their big moment.
Yeah.
Which was hilariously funny because they made it sound like he was gonna be like profess some kind of love there.
Yeah.
And then they just make some joke.
We're talking about chess.
And she love punches.
Yeah. It's almost like a Band-Aid now. If it happens, if they get together, just do it fast. Get it over with.
You're like, I have given in.
Just
fine.
Do it fast, or I'll regret it.
Do it.
Yeah, I don't know. This episode and last episode, they really like nailed the humor, and the humor is almost starting to feel to me like what they're doing on The Flash. It almost has like a very similar kind of humor where it's just like the blend of like action and drama and humor. It's done so well. So, I don't know. I like it. All in all, this episode I thought was really great. In terms of moving the plot, it really only got Abby out of, you know, where she was and powered up the Hidden One a little bit. So,
yeah.
Not so much happened, but it was a really action-packed episode, and it was insanely enjoyable to watch. So.
No, yeah, very good episode. It, you know, it did. I mean, like you said, yeah, very little that they finally, but yeah, at least now we can move out of. We didn't end up in this other world for very long, which I think is a good thing. I think it was good that they didn't just, you know, drag on that for a few episodes.
Yeah.
That they just were, okay, here it is, it happened. Let's get this. So
it's partially because there's nothing there.
Well, because we were talking last episode how, you know, it's like every time Abby and Ichabod start like professing their love for each other, one of them disappears and then the other one, and like after all that was going on, I was like, okay, well, Abby's back now. Crane's floating off into nothingness. I was like,
gonna have to go look for Crane.
I was like, now next episode is gonna be looking for him.
Mm-hmm.
And then they fucking just all of a sudden he wakes up and I was like, oh. Candle like flickers back on, he's there. I'm like, well, I did not expect that.
Yeah.
So I think that's about it though. You guys have anything else? Yeah. You guys have anything else?
Learning.
No.
No.
Not that I could think of.
Yeah.
No. I just want to know what blind Pandora is gonna do.
Oh gosh. Or if she's permanently blind, or if that's like she'll heal or something.
I'm sure he has the power to heal her.
Yeah, he ain't gonna do it. He's pretty selfish.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we got like a little like spew of, you know, Betsy Ross and the whole like French stuff in the gargoyle, but I'm like, are we gonna see Betsy Ross actually, you know, is that gonna tie any more in? Whether we're gonna see Betsy Ross go into this other world, or are we gonna see any of that? Does it just that was the end of it?
I don't know, maybe.
I don't know. Her story keeps coming up. She's been like all sprinkled out throughout this entire season. So something's gonna come up with her. Watch her be tied to Pandora somehow.
And I liked the flashbacks in this episode because you didn't hear Betsy Ross or Lafayette speak because it was Jenny who was reading it out of a textbook or whatever she was reading it out of.
Right.
So I really liked how they did that. It's not a memory, it's
just what they had.
Yeah, a piece of history.
Yeah, she was reading off the cipher.
Yeah.
So.
Right. It was like his account of Lafayette's account, which hilariously they made him look exactly like they make him look in Assassin's Creed 3.
Awesome.
I didn't realize they were talking about Lafayette until they showed him, and I'm like, oh.
Well, I mean, they're gonna go with the historical description of him. is what they're doing.
I mean, which is what his portraits look like. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Short French dude with white hair.
Yep.
Much sums him up.
All right. I think that about does it. Cleo, where can the people find you?
They can find me at Cleomoto on places like Twitter, Twitch, and Pinterest, which is funny. I have a lot of new Pinterest followers. I don't know if that has anything to do with me adding that to my outro. Just wanted to mention it because it's funny.
Excellent. Kim, where can the people find you in all your frozen glory?
I know. I
You're
saw
moving
that.
now.
Freezing over here. Okay. On Twitter at HUFFITY, it is totally different when it comes to Twitch. Twitch, I'm Bieramu.
You're what?
I'm Bieramu.
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 How the hell do you spell that?
I had to think about it first. I'm like,
You can find me down below. Now, where can they find you?
No, here you go. It's BEIRAMEW.
I can't dance to that.
Yeah, that one isn't it. Sorry. No dancing on that one.
No. You can find me down below at Phenomenon. PHENOMEDOM.
Do.
Phenomenon. You can find us all on Facebook, Gmail, G+, Twitter, and right here on YouTube at /ASOTV podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows. Till next...
Favorite ones?
Next week the episode is called Kindred Spirits. As Abby, Crane, and Jenny struggle to find normalcy, the Kindred reemerges as a new threat. While the team attempts to figure out why the Kindred has turned to evil, Crane finds that his romantic encounters with Zoe may have long-lasting trouble. Till next week, enjoy the long-lasting trouble.
Uh-oh.
SpaghettiOs.
Oh.